Well, let's turn now to those wildfires burning across Alberta, as officials throughout Western Canada warn of hot and dry conditions and urge everyone to be extra diligent this long weekend. The CBC's Sarah Galashan is keeping an eye on this for us from Coquitlam, BC. So, Sarah, what is expected heading into the Victoria Day weekend?
Well, Hillary, everyone, particularly in Alberta, that is currently on evacuation alert is urged to pay close attention, be diligent, that those alerts could turn to orders over this weekend and be prepared to leave home quickly if that in fact does happen. There's really a lot of concern about the potential for new fire starts this weekend. If you consider this year alone in Alberta, 47% of the fires that they are dealing with through this year have been human caused by human activity, not necessarily intentional here, but just human activity. And then another 46 are being investigated as possibly been started by human activity. So really it's a narrow amount that are naturally caused. And as we head into this May-long weekend, it is a traditional time of year that they see new forest starts as the results of human activity because, of course, everybody is out enjoying the long weekend and things happen. So really, Alberta is trying to get ahead of that potentially happening. And late yesterday, they announced the closure. We have a map here to show you of 12 provincial parks and recreation centers. If you don't see the campground that you were hoping to go to on this list, be sure to check back on it because we were told they could be adding to it, but right now it is 12, and anyone who had reservations or had paid to be camping at any of these sites, that money will be reimbursed. But this is basically the message that we're hearing from Alberta Wildfire. Take a listen.
There are challenging days ahead, but we're ready. With help from firefighters here at home across North America, we will manage the wildfire situation in the face of extreme conditions. And we ask Albertans for their help too. Don't be responsible for starting a new wildfire.
Now, we know that there are some 2,500 people on the ground fighting the fires in Alberta, some from out of province, even from the United States, the bulk from Alberta itself. The province have put out a call to anyone in the province who has skills that could be of assistance to the effort right now in Alberta. And they say they've got more than 500 emails of people wanting to volunteer. Within that group, more than 100 of them have wildfire fighting experience. So they're right now looking into the actual skills that are on offer and hoping to deploy and pay people for their efforts and get more Albertans involved in this fight. Hillary?
Sarah, let's talk a little bit about air quality as well. Of course, we know that all of the smoke from these fires is continuing to affect air quality, not just in Alberta, but really everywhere in Western Canada at this point. So how did things look going into the long weekend?
You know, even yesterday we had some hazy skies in the lower mainland. That obviously has cleared. That's where I am right now. But take a look at even northern British Columbia, Dawson Creek. These are the latest pictures out of there. And you see the thick smoke. That is from, these are the pictures that we're seeing from late yesterday. And this is coming from a complex of 4 wildfires in northern British Columbia that are being fought in the northeast. Same story, obviously, in northern Alberta. The pictures out of Fox Creek showing similar dark, smoky skies. And that really is throughout Alberta. We have a smoke forecast map that comes from BC Wildfire, and it shows you how the smoke is going to be moving throughout the long weekend. BC eventually is going to see clear skies almost throughout the entire province. Not so for Alberta. Particular areas of concern even today around the Edmonton area, Grand Prairie, Edson, Drayton Valley. They are seeing high air quality issues. And then through the weekend, we're seeing that smoke drift even further east in the north of Saskatchewan and into the north of Manitoba. The thing about the smoke is that we are also dealing with, higher than usual temperatures. Certainly in British Columbia, it's 10 to 15 degrees higher than we would normally have. That's a similar story, high temperatures in Alberta. And the smoke does keep the temperatures down a little bit, which can be of assistance when it comes to fighting the fires. But because of the hot, dry conditions, even that slightly lower temperature they might experience from the smoke is not of any relief to Alberta. So we're hearing the same warnings in both provinces to everyone who's going to be getting out there this long weekend, that they exercise diligence and be very careful not to engage in any activities that could lead to more fire starts. Hillary?
Good reminder for everyone there. Sarah, thank you for this. The CBC's Sarah Galashan for us in Coquitlam, BC.